poor girls turn me on. The poorer the girl, the more attracted I am to her. It's only a poor woman that will wake up by 7 a.m. pray for you, NSPPD, go online and say, what God cannot do alternatives. I'm going to put my husband on the fire altar. I'm going to pray for my husband. Make my husband, oh my God, marry a poor girl. Because when it comes to number one, when it comes to fertility, poor women can be so fertile.
Hello and welcome back to the Girl Chat. Today we're going to be talking about why some men love struggling or broke women. And before we get into this, we have to admit that money is power, and a broke woman is easier to mold, manipulate, and control because often they're the type of women who will tolerate, submit, and settle in the name of love. While the love in this context is not always admiration, sometimes it's possession. And this is because she will be depending on him, and the man in this story gets to be a provider, a leader, and frankly a god in her world. And this is something that strokes some men's egos, and it makes them feel really, really powerful. So that can justify why they would go for a broke woman. And I know you would be tempted to ask, well, what's wrong with that? And I'll just say, watch the video and you will see exactly what the problem might be when a woman being broke is the most attractive quality that a man is looking for. So let's hear from some of them because they're not very shy about speaking about it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends who you'd want to join in on the discussion.
I'm an advocate for the rich getting married to the poor. Yeah, so I believe marriage is an achievement. Like if a rich person gets married to a poor person, it's going to be a win-win-win situation. Let me explain that.
Explain, please.
Okay, thank you. So it's going to be a win for the rich person.
How?
Yes, you're asking how? Okay, because there's something I posted on my TikTok that went viral. I said, Ugo, we get married to a poor woman and make her and her family rich, and it went viral. So, and a lot of people think I was catching cruise. No, it was not cruise. I was actually serious about it.
The question is, how? Because you never see...
Yeah, I'm coming to that because, first of all, as a rich person, if you get married to a fellow rich person, you're part of the problem we have in this country.
How?
Yes. And you have no right to criticize the government because you're part of the problem. Like, how would you go and marry a fellow rich person when we have other poor people around? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Because there's nothing a rich person will offer you that a poor woman would not offer you. Come to think of it, like I said, marriage is a win-win-win situation. If you're a rich man, it's going to be a win situation for you because you're marrying the best. Because personally, I feel the poor woman is the perfect Proverbs 31 woman. Because there's nothing a poor woman can offer you that a rich person can offer you. Wait, because personally, it's going to be a win for the man. It's going to be a win for the woman.
I want to know how you take it.
Let me explain.
This is not Telemundo. This is not SeaWorld.
No.
How is it? Because
it's not SeaWorld.
How it take be win for the man? I'm still waiting to hear it.
I'm going to.
I don't understand this.
I'm going there. So the rich man,
yes,
getting married to a poor woman,
yes,
is going to be fulfilled because there's nothing a rich woman will offer a rich man that a poor man cannot offer. And it's going to be a win for the poor woman because you're going to elevate. It's also going to be a win for the government because you're bringing someone out of poverty. You're helping the government by bringing someone out of poverty. Number one.
Hey.
Most men are misguided because they think a poor woman, because they think their wife is supposed to love them.
No, you never answer that question.
No, wait first.
No. I'll get there.
Land. You say most men are misguided.
Yes, most men are misguided because they're expecting their wives to love them. No, that is wrong. The only thing a woman owes you is nothing but absolute respect. Even the Bible said it. The Bible said, wives, respect your husband. The Bible did not say, wife, love your husband. So you as a man, you're the one that's supposed to love the wife. So the wife in return is supposed to respect you as a husband. Yes. So there's nothing a poor woman cannot offer you. There's nothing a rich woman will offer you that a poor woman can offer times 2. So I'm advocating for men, for rich men. If you feel you're comfortable enough to get married, please don't go for a fellow rich person. It's wrong. Marry a poor girl. Because when it comes to number one, when it comes to fertility, poor women can be so fertile. Jesus. If you go to rural areas, you see a poor woman, a pregnant poor woman, backing a child, holding a child in her hand and hawking bread. That shows that they're very poor. If you want a woman to give birth every year, like back to back, count on the poor women. They'll deliver that for you. Secondly, poor women are good in bed. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure you can relate. I'm very, very sure about that. Thirdly, poor women are very good cooks because their mothers train them to cook very well. And poor women can fortify you very well in prayer. So they'll pray for you to fortify you to go around your daily activities without any problem. So that's why I'm here. Please, if you're a rich man, don't go and marry a fellow rich woman. It's very wrong. Very wrong. Marry a poor woman. It's going to be an achievement. It's going to be an achievement for you as the man, achievement for the woman because it's going to elevate her family, achievement for the government because you're taking one poor person away from poverty, helping the government, reducing the burden on the government. Thank you.
So are you saying that all these qualities, in quotes, that
men gonna always pick the weaker woman? Let me say it again for the ones in the back. A man will always choose the weaker woman. Let me explain why. So when you got an insecure man, because most of the time only an insecure man is gonna choose a weak woman. A man who is secure within himself gonna always go with the stronger one because they can build better. Okay, so most insecure men gonna choose that weaker woman. Why, you say? Because she's gonna do whatever the fuck he say. He know he can do whatever the fuck he want, and she not gonna go nowhere. Most of the time, she's insecure, and it helps feed his ego because he is insecure. Okay, so then he typically not gonna go with the stronger one because she challenged him. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. She challenged him. She's going to call out the lack of accountability. She's going to call out the shortcomings. She's going to call out the manipulation, the gaslighting, the narcissist. She's going to call it all out. That weak one, she's going to bitch, but she ain't going to bitch about those. She's just going to bitch like, oh, you cheated on me. Most of the time, a man can peep out when a woman is weak. And most of the time, a man will tell other women, other people, she's weak-minded, but that's okay. So it's like, it's some things that women say that trigger men to like, okay, I know I can do that. When a woman begs a man to give her time or like, just let me grow, that's weak. That's weak right there. And another thing, when a man does wrong and a woman don't walk away, you're telling that man, I can do anything. And another thing is, you got to be careful about what you tell these men that happened in your past. If you tell a man, I let this nigga cheat on me, I took him back, I did this, that man calculating, okay, I can do this, and she's still going, she gonna stay. Especially a weak-minded woman. Let a strong motherfucker tell a nigga what happened in the past and he try that shit, watch how fast he gone. All right, y'all.
Women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, they children can get some.
Hold up, goddamn.
Some outlet Jordan. I'm older now. I'm not as young as I used to be. So, to a lot of girls in poverty. So I'm winning.
Why a lot of men love to marry women who are below them is so that they can cheat them and oppress them. They don't like to marry women who can challenge them because a lot of men do not want to be corrected. They don't want to improve. They just want to remain the way that they are. My name is Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO, your #1 certified relationship and mental expert. Now, you get to wonder why these men constantly say, I'm looking for a woman who can bring value. I'm looking for a woman who can bring something to the table. And when it's time to get married, they run away from that beautiful, independent woman that can challenge all their bad attitude and go and marry all the 2K and 1K girls. Why? It's because they want to marry a woman who can overlook their bad habits. A lot of men have bad habits that they don't want to change. Yes, that's the honest truth. A lot of men still want to stick to their norms, their cultures, their religion. They still want to be the way that they are. But they want every woman who comes into their life to change, to become a wife, to become a mother, to change their outfit, to change their look, to change their career. But they don't want to change. So the easiest way for them to achieve that is to marry a woman that they can oppress. And the only way a man can oppress you is when he feeds you, is when he gives you money, is when he clothes you. That's when he can order you and control you. Yes, there's a difference between a wife and a maid. Many men actually marry house girls. They just give you the title of a wife to cover up. No, what you are is a house girl. It's because they know that you cannot challenge them. You can't even ask them, where are you coming from? Yes, if you ask them where you're coming from, they will kick you out, beat you blue black, or abuse you verbally. So they choose their clients, they choose the people that they marry. And that's the reason why you're wondering, how come this man complain about the same things that he married? Every time he's complaining about his wife, yet he never gets to leave his wife. But he's in love with his girlfriend, he's in love with his side chick. It's about control for them. Many men have not learned how to upgrade themselves. They've not learned the true meaning of love, because a lot of men don't know what love is. A lot of men see love as control. They see love as ownership. They feel that when I'm coming into a woman's life, I'm coming to own her. I'm coming to possess her. So that's the reason why the title marriage is becoming a problem to all of us, because relationship is sweet. We are friends. And the moment we get married, you're acting like a boss. You want to come and be lord over me. No, that was not what we did in the relationship. That's the reason why a lot of men will prefer to go for the 2K girls that they can feed, manipulate, control, because they don't want to be corrected. They don't want a woman that's going to challenge their bad attitude. Challenge does not mean physical fight or blow. They don't want a woman that's going to ask them questions. Where are you coming from? They don't want a smart woman, because not a smart woman, you cannot lie to her, you cannot play her. You can't do all those drama with her. You won't dare. So they prefer to marry the 2K.
Hi. So my mom specifically found men who were attracted to women in poverty. There are a lot of those. She knew that would come with a price. For example, one of my mom's partners made her promise that she loved him more than she loved us. She wasn't allowed to speak her native language. She wasn't allowed to have a job. He constantly went through all of our phones. He put a tracker on her car. I think you can also phrase this to say like she fell for the idea of being financially secure.
Poor girls turn me on. The poorer the girl, the more attracted I am to her. It's only a poor woman that will wake up by 7 a.m., pray for you, NSPPD, go online and say, what God cannot do is this. I'm going to put my husband on the fire altar. I'm going to pray for my husband. Make my husband, oh my God, marry a poor girl. Because when it comes to number one, when it comes to fertility, poor women can be so fertile.
I am not sure why the women in the studio are laughing in the background. Men always like women who are vulnerable. They can exploit, they can abuse, and they can use. And he is not the first person saying this. A couple of months ago, we had an American, Corey Holcomb, saying that he prefers poor women because it is easier to control and take advantage of poor women.
Women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out.
Dear women, understand that when you are financially vulnerable, you become susceptible to abuse, disrespect, dehumanization from men. The way this man described the benefits of being with a poor woman clearly indicates a dynamic where the woman is being exploited and the woman is being subjugated and abused. Yet other women are in the comment section finding it funny. And women don't understand that when they giggle at some of these comments, they are unconsciously practicing hegemony, which is an oppressed group actively participating in their own oppression. A man publicly saying that he likes poor women and outlined the outrageous things that poor women do for their husbands. It's not funny, but it shows you that most men want a dynamic where they can subjugate, dehumanize, and oppress women. Dear women, if there's anything you can do for yourself, strive to be financially independent. Financial independence gives you some level of autonomy and power, so you do not tolerate abuse, disrespect, dehumanization, and oppression from any man. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. I'm utterly disappointed at the giggles by the women in the studio, but I am not surprised. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
Women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out.
I don't know if he's got a point, but he's definitely got a tactic.
Corey is crazy, and he's saying this out loud. So, damn, every woman we see him with, we got to think she's in the struggle.
Probably so.
He basically said, he looked like he could afford me. Not is giving buy one, get one free. Not is giving 20% off. Not clearance. I look affordable.
And this is the absolute truth. Like, men don't typically approach the women who are all dolled up, where they have their nails and their hair and their outfit. Like, you could tell this woman puts a lot of time and energy into herself, the perfume and all that. Those are the women they're typically intimidated by. They're afraid to approach those women because they're afraid that they don't make enough, that they're not established enough, that woman's going to want more from them than they can actually afford to give her. They're not going to approach a woman like that. Now, if you're outside and you're looking like you just rolled out of bed, you may get more men that want to holler at you because they're looking at you and they're gauging and they say, I could afford that. I could afford to be with a woman who's not getting her hair done, her nails done, who doesn't put on makeup and all that, even though they don't know that you could be both. That you could be the same person who runs to Walmart in slides and a bonnet, and you might also, when it's time for you to show up on a weekend or a Friday night or on date night, you can also show up. They don't know that. But all they know is what they see, and they gauge you based on that. And some men do go for the women that they feel are affordable because they don't want to help you to do anything to help you maintain your look or any of those things. Now, sadly, some of those men will get with you, but then they'll cheat on you with a woman who does put that time and effort into the look because that's what they want. It's just not what they can afford.
Men love broke women. Now, there's a reason behind this. Women don't love broke men because they see a man as powerful if they are a provider. Even if you earn minimum wage, you're still providing something. But when the woman is broke, the man has some power because he feels in charge of the relationship, and this is why a lot of men refuse to date highly career-driven, powerful women with complete autonomy and independence over their life, because actually they feel they're not important, they're not needed. So, it kind of benefits the man when the woman is broke. So when men go around saying things like, well, when you were broke and I was there to help you and now they're not, it doesn't work. We're talking about men and women. They're two completely different species and they want two different things, and to feel loved they need two different things. Like, truthfully, in order for a man to feel loved, he just needs a hot dog now and then. Women, they don't want that. That doesn't make them feel loved,
So could you see yourself in a situation where a woman makes as much as you or more than you?
If you could take care of yourself, you're going to think you could talk to me. I don't like you talking to me a lot. I know your girls in poverty because they have a deficiency. Poverty is a deficiency out here in America. I can fix your little deficiency if you do what I want you to do. I think it's an even exchange.
Was a clip of comedian Corey Holcomb being interviewed by former NFL athlete Cam Newton. This is so aggravating to watch that, but also I thought it was a good clip, a good learning experience, because almost 100% of all domestic violence starts with financial abuse. And he goes on later in the clip and talks about occasions when he feels that domestic violence would be okay. So I just really wanted to show that, highlight, and advocate for all the women out there. Even if you're married, even if you're in a relationship, it's really, really important to have your own money, to have your own emergency fund, to have your own credit card that's only in your name. It's really a matter of safety, of being able to take care of yourself, and for many women, a matter of life and death. Be safe out there.
Is my take. I feel like it's not like rich men don't like rich women. They like rich women. They like rich women as friends, as business associates, as sisters, as loved ones. But sometimes some, not every. Rich men like the power play they get from poor women. Like, you're here and she's here. So you have something that you're going to use to bring her here. And because she has left here to here that she has never been to, she's going to stay with you, and you're going to use that as leverage to control her. I don't know if anybody makes sense with this my ideology, but what I mean is that a rich man will go after a poor woman because she has money that she doesn't have, status and other things that she doesn't have, she has never had, and he will use that to control her, like to keep her in check, to make her do things that he wants her to do. And that's why, and the thing is that some are control freaks down to the color of your nails, the hair you do, what you wear, what you say, how you act, like everything. I'm rambling a lot. I'm just trying to put what is in my head out there, but I hope I'm making sense. Like, they love rich women, like, as friends, but when they want a relationship, they just want somebody that they can have the power play with. And like I said, it's not every, it's some. And that's why you see, oh, he's abusing her physically, mentally, emotionally, and she cannot leave because what? He has something that she wants and that she feels that she cannot get anywhere, so she's going to stay. And if she leaves, he finds another one that he's going to use what he has to control her. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense.
Part two, most men that lack the confidence desire a woman that won't challenge them the most, right? Because women that challenge them to be better, not even challenge just to start an argument or to make you look bad, but a woman that challenges you to be better, to level up, to get to the next level. Most unconfident men are intimidated by those type of women. Now, they're not going to admit that, but that's what it is. They're intimidated by those type of women. Why? Because they cannot live up to the standards that this confident woman has. Now, most men that are unsecure, that are not secure, that are not confident, they're going to choose a woman that they can dictate to, that will listen to them. Why? Because the woman that's broke needs him, and he brings a little money to the table, he brings a little resources, but she needs him. Him out the picture, her life is all jacked up. You got to stay tuned for part 3.
Men who choose broke women know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly, you're not lucky, you're not blessed. He overlooked everything. It's true love. He knows exactly what he's doing. That is why most of you are here saying exit plan, exit plan. Once I get a job, I just want to study. I'm just hanging on. Because Nipilis 1 minute remaining in these marriages and relationships. Because you have nothing for yourself. Men understand power dynamics. Men understand who will have the last say. It's the one who's got the resources.
5 reasons why some men want broke women. They don't want you to succeed financially. Whenever you're trying to do something, they try to sabotage it. They don't want you to have money. There is a reason. So these are the 5 reasons why some men want broke women. Number 1, to quiet you. To quiet you so that you don't challenge them in any way. You know, when you're broke, when you don't have any money, trust me, you will be quiet. You will not challenge someone. You will not speak up. They'll do whatever they want to you, but you won't say anything. Why? Because you don't have money. Because they're the ones who are basically holding your life like this. So they will do whatever they want, and you'll be what? Quiet. So one of the reasons some men want broke women is to quiet you. Number 2, so that you don't have any other option. You know, when you don't have any other options, you can't take care of your kids by yourself, you can't take care of yourself by yourself, you can't do anything, you can't feed yourself. It means you don't have any other options in your life. So you will be stuck with that person no matter what they do to you. So that is the second reason. The third reason is that when you're broke, you can easily be manipulated. So they want to easily manipulate you. When you're broke, they can easily manipulate you until they be telling you. That's why you hear these conversations. Hey, Munange, my man is cheating on me. What? He's treating us badly. But at least he buys food. But at least we have where to stay. Those conversations, when you hear yourself in such conversations, just know you are broke, baby girl. So another reason some men want broke women is it boosts their egos, especially men with low self-esteem. So if they have some money and for you you're broke and you're basically depending on them, it boosts their ego and their self-esteem. Lastly, for them to have a sense of control. So when they feel they have the money, they're the ones who make the decisions, they're the ones who basically they have control over you. They'll tell you where to go, where not to go. They'll tell you whether you have to visit your parents or not. And you listen. Why? Because you are broke. So baby girl, use this information. Use this information the way you want. But just know, when you are broke, you are going to be manipulated. And that is why you hear men saying that when a woman gets money, they become unruly, they become uncontrollable. The truth is, women don't become uncontrollable. It's just that if you have some money, if you have some money, there are things you will not accept. There are things you will just not accept. But when you have the money, when you don't have the money, there are things you're going to accept. Not because you're very disciplined. No, because you're broke. Bye. So baby girl, let's make that money. Things of being broke, will not work. Okay, bye.
That the rich auntie is an excuse for a woman that is not ready for responsibility or commitment.
I think the reason why men like this are unhappy with the idea of the rich auntie vibe is because you are embracing something that they used to use against you as an insult. Saying that you're going to die alone used to be like the most painful thing to a woman. But now women are embracing it because they see that I would much rather this than be in a bad marriage. I would much rather this than to be trying to force some man who doesn't want to be a father to be a father. I'm not chasing behind some deadbeat guy. I only want to have a child with a man that I know is going to be a good father. Like, now we're being more selective. More and more women are putting off marriage. More and more women are putting off having children and deciding not to have children altogether. And these men they hate being single. So they hate the fact that you seem so happy being single because they want you to be as miserable as they are. But less and less women are settling, and that is a good thing. Not to them, though, because you settling is how they get their kids and how they get married.
Being pretty and in poverty does not mix well. Before you get your panties in a bunch, no, I don't believe any human being should be allowed to live in poverty, but I'm going to speak to you from personal experience.
In this life, have money or you go suffer.
We already know economically, having an abundance of resources provides you with leverage, choice, and an overall better quality of life. But one thing that we do not discuss often is that money specifically, but also access to a well-developed network, generates a form of social protection that you can't get anywhere else. So more than you need a relationship, more than you need to get married at this point, if you are an attractive person, really any type of young girl in today's time, and you come from a disprivileged family, your primary focus needs to be to get yourself out of poverty. But if you have been distracted, if you've been tempted with disadvantageous relationships, people trying to impregnate you, people trying to exploit how you look, who you are for their personal gain, you have to cut that off. And you have to focus on getting yourself to a point where you are socially safe. The crazy thing about it is everyone else around you can see that you are vulnerable. They know. You might not know because this is just something that you're used to. But people who come from families where they have access to lawyers, they have access to better healthcare, and all of those things that money provides, they know how vulnerable you are in society. And everyone is not always going to help you. And quite frankly, that's not their job. If you are not their child, if you are not their family member, you shouldn't expect people to want to come to save you, because they're not. So this is your quarterly reminder. If you are in school, if you are starting your career, if you are trying to start a business, focus on that. Make that your priority. That way, on the other side, you can choose better people to be a part of your life, and you're not relying on who's around you to be your leg up in society. As another disclaimer, I do want to acknowledge the fact that in general, when it comes to the elites, of course, we're all susceptible to some kind of financial or professional exploitation because our system is broken. I am acknowledging that. But also, if you are not someone that relates to being conventionally attractive, you don't understand the type of predators that I'm referring to, because they specifically target the people that I'm speaking to. That is your tip for today. If you don't get money, you will suffer. Do what you want. I'm not saying money is everything, right? But you need it.
So I don't know what woman needs to hear this epiphany I had the other day, but I'm gonna say it anyway. A lot of men don't measure a woman's love for them by that ability to make that woman happy, but rather how long that woman is willing to stay with them despite making her unhappy. In other words, a lot of men measure a woman's love for them by that woman's willingness to accept their disrespect. And they do this to gain power. The more they neglect you and you stay, the more they mistreat you and you stay, the more secure and powerful they feel. When men and women feel as though their relationship may be in jeopardy, they tend to respond differently. Women tend to take on more of a how can I fix this? What did I do wrong? How can we solve this problem? Whereas men do something a little different. They test you. They test you to see how far they can take it before you leave, because they don't see maintaining the emotional connection of the relationship as something that is equally their responsibility. And I think the reason that a lot of women struggle to see that these tests are intentional and they try to make up excuses for, why is my partner doing that, is because it is enraging and, quite frankly, insanity inducing to realize that someone who claims to love you is purposefully pissing you off just to feel secure in the relationship. So like I said, I don't know who needed to hear this today, but stop asking him why he does it. Stop begging him to change. He is doing that intentionally because he is trying to train you into accepting less effort, because that is when he feels most powerful and that is when he feels most loved. Listen again if you need to.
Let's just keep it real. Most men not looking for a real relationship. They looking for a maid with benefits. That's it. When you get to asking men what are they looking for in a woman, these dudes get to describing chores. What she does, but not who she is. I'm telling you, dudes cannot describe what they looking for in a woman without saying what she does. What he expects her to do. Cook, clean, take care of the children. What the heck are you doing? And one thing I'm getting tired of is men claiming that they are providers. Majority of people in America are broke. Let's just be honest. You ain't providing nothing. And then y'all expecting a woman to go 50-50 with you. Cook, clean, take care of the children, and then she's still expected to have intercourse like it's no tomorrow. Come on now. Come on now. That don't even make sense. What type of woman wants to set up? What type of woman wants to be set up with that, bro? Do that sound like a good deal for marriage, bro? No, it don't. But dudes will get on here and gaslight and use a whole bunch of stupid red pill talking points, and you're going to end up alone and bitter. Trying to gaslight women into relationships. Getting with a lot of you men nowadays, right? Because of your mindset, ain't going to lead her nowhere but to depression, stress, HE double hockey sticks. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just keeping it real. A lot of men don't want to keep it real on these here platforms. Because again, oftentimes when you ask a man, what is he looking for in a woman? He describes what she does or what he expects her to do rather than who she is as a person. That's it. That's it. And it's absolutely sad, bro. A lot of y'all gonna be alone and single. Hey, a lot of y'all gonna be alone and single, bro. Need to fix y'all relationships. Fix y'all mindsets on how relationships should function. And let me tell you something. If you don't pay 100% of the bills, stop expecting a traditional woman because you're not a traditional man. Stop trying to remove 100% provision from being a traditional man because a traditional man pays for everything. That includes wants and needs.
Most men don't want a rich woman. What they lean towards is how much value that you can bring to their lives. You see, I have tried to understand this men, and most tests didn't fail. They want someone who they can fall back to when it hits them. Someone who is emotionally intelligent. They seek for a warrior and a reserved woman. Remember, it is not about who is perfect or is it my job to do all this. They want someone who knows when to talk and when not to. Some men don't know how to talk, so they will need that version from you. It is more like complimenting each other's weaknesses. They say the wise man can play a fool, but can a fool play a wise man? Do you get? They also want someone who they can plan a future with. Not the one if they are talking here, you'll be talking here. You can be coming from Sokoto and I'm coming from Kaduna, but Abuja is our final destination. That is what some of them want. Some of us haven't even tried to tell our husband or our partner what our future plan is or what we are looking towards. This is why the Holy Book says, behind every successful man, there is a woman. Even though he wants to build a new world, even if you don't know the plan or how to contribute, you can reassure him. It is also a powerful contribution. No knowledge is wasted. Same applies to the men too. Bye.
Sees how weak you are. He sees that if he keeps you around a little bit longer, you're gonna eventually feel the need that you need him. Men love women who struggle, and I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about finances. I'm talking about women who struggle with self-love, women who struggle with to seeing their self-worth. Why do they like weak women? Because it makes it easier for them to manipulate the situation because they're weak. They don't know self-love. They don't know self-worth. They don't understand the power that they have. And when somebody doesn't know that, it's so much easier for certain men to manipulate the situation. Any woman who struggles with self-worth, with self-love, with standing up for herself, with boundaries, women who have daddy issues, mommy issues, certain men like that. Because without that, they wouldn't be able to have that control over you. And it makes them feel good about themselves because of how weak you show them to be. Do not ever show a man that you struggle with specific things. They don't need to see that. They don't need to know that. Because then that gives them the power over you. And you start putting them on a pedestal. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. 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 I know that guy. He's acting like a Prince Charming. I know he's acting. He's funny. He's this, he's that. But he's seeing right through you. He sees how weak you are. He sees that if he keeps you around a little bit longer, you're going to eventually feel the need that you need him. Don't do that. There's certain people that deserve that version of you, and don't be dumb about it. Don't be dumb about it. Only certain people deserve that side of you, and don't talk about your struggles to men. Talk about it with the girls. Let the girls know. It's okay to be vulnerable, but there's a very thin line when guys see that as like, oh, she's struggling. She needs me. I got her. And once feelings are involved, it's a whole different ball game. Just be smart and practice discernment. Be cute.
Cue video.
A girl who can't afford to say, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to off because they know when I come over, their children can get some...
Hold up. God damn.
Some outlet Jordans.
He said outlet?
Outlet Gucci.
Yeah.
They have outlet Gucci here?
But
in the States?
how you speak of women, right, where you want control. Is there ever...
I want control that is taken by force. I want control because I'm the one who is the leader of the pack, naturally.
So could you see yourself in a situation where a woman makes as much as you or more than you?
I like women who make money, just I can't do nothing with you other than sleep with you. If you could take care of yourself, you're going to think you could talk to me. I don't like you talking to me a lot. I know you got your own money and all like that, so if you want to, we can hook up, hang out, do that for a minute. But I'm saying, girls in poverty, because they have They have a deficiency. Poverty is a deficiency out here in America. I can fix your little deficiency if you do what I want you to do. I think it's an even exchange.
Honestly, if you were not familiar with like Corey Holcomb, just as a general matter, then you might be like put off by him. But like he's literally been like, I started listening to him when he was on, I think it's called Foxhole.
Shout out to him and having his preference. I still don't agree.
I agree with what? Like, what is it specifically that you don't agree with?
Some people are in it for the money. And you know, the way to secure it is marriage, as Aaron said. So it's still prostitution even within marriage in some cases. But what I will say that I don't agree with is the preference of I guess financially using your finances to you know, leverage power or control.
Can you explain why?
I think that it's a good thing, but I think if it's your only thing, I think it just shows that you're weak as a man. You shouldn't necessarily need finances to actually have the lead role in your house. Now, I do think it's definitely something that you can utilize.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
I'll never forget when I made my first real 7 figures. This guy looked me in my eyes and said, "Don't let it get to your head." You know, I realized something. A lot of Nigerian men actually hate women, especially rich women. Like, they'll swear that it is because we are too proud or we don't respect men. But deep down, it's the fact that we are unviable and they can't control us. Like, you can't wave 1M at a girl that has money and expect her to melt. Babe has seen more, so it literally means nothing. And that is what really pains them. I'll never forget when I made my first real 7 figures. This guy looked me in my eyes and said, "Don't let it get to your head." I just laughed and smiled because I actually knew what he meant by that. It wasn't about pride or anything. It was power. He could already feel it sleeping. And the truth is, once a woman stops needing financial permission, everything shifts. She walks differently, she talks differently, and she doesn't wait to be rescued because she has already bought herself the ladder she will use to climb out. And that is what scares them the most. Not the money, but the freedom that comes with it. And that is why I know that we are not rude. We are not hard to love. We're just women who've paid the full price for our freedom. And it shows. And they have a problem with that. So what do you think? Can love still thrive when a woman is the one with money? Or will ego always find a way to scatter the whole thing? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk.
There are good and bad men in every category. Not every provider is a good man. Here's an example. See, there are some men who provide for a woman and they see it as the least they could do. You're taking care of their children. You're making the house into a home. You're supportive and loving and their friend and their confidant. And they see it as the least they could do. They see it as them doing their part. They see you as somebody who deserves good and nice things. Contrast that with a man like this who sees the fact that they're providing for you as leverage, as an opportunity to make you, agree to and accept all kinds of things that you shouldn't have to accept. So now you can't even question this man about coming home late. See, some men, they use like their finances and they use it as financial abuse. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to live? How are you going to feed yourself? Some men will take advantage of them being in that provider role and think that means that they control you. So as women, it is so important that you have discernment. It is so important that you find out what kind of man that he is. And this is why a lot of men hate rich aunties. Because you can't pull a stunt like this on a woman who has her own. You can't throw her clothes out on the lawn and kick her out of your house when she has her own. That's why they hate rich aunties. Rich aunties cannot be controlled with finances. And that's what they despise. They despise the idea that you don't need them for anything. And if they don't act right, they're out of there. And when they're out of there, nothing about your lifestyle changes. You don't stop traveling. You don't have to move out of the high rise. You don't have to downgrade your car. Nothing changes. Except their Facebook status, a relationship status. They hate that because some men use money as power and a way to control women. Ladies, you don't just want a provider. You want somebody who's generous and loving and sees you as an equal despite how much or how little you earn. Who sees your domestic labor and values it as actual labor, even if that work is unpaid. The idea that he could just casually throw this woman's things out of his home with a child in her hand, crying hysterically, and be uncaring and unfeeling. It's like, this is why some women aren't trusting. This is why some women are so hard on men. Because some of you are out here claiming that you want good women, but you're not good men. Being a provider is about more than taking care of somebody financially. Can you provide safety? Can you provide trust? Can you provide honesty? Can you provide assurances? Can you provide security? Like, so many men only equate it to finances. In that moment, he wasn't providing peace. They always tell you to be a man's peace. He needs to be yours too.
When a man knows you are completely broke and you have no money at all and you're fully dependent on him, it's all cute in the beginning, but later on, the disrespect, downgrading, insults start to reign. It's a little different when he knows that you are making money while he's paying the bills, so it's very easy for you to leave and find another man. Yeah. That's why I talk to you ladies about the digital blueprint. When you get the digital blueprint, you will learn how to make money from home. It's a one-stop shop. Everything you need is inside of it. Link is in my bio.
Hello, share your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the discussion. And if you'd want to see the original comments, the account titles are always linked at the bottom of every video as it plays, so you can go look them up, but be respectful even while disagreeing. Oh, and here's an interesting bonus video that I found while researching this topic. Share your thoughts about it too in the comments.
Man, just date within your tax bracket. That's really the whole video, but I saw a guy, he was like, so what, as a man I'm supposed to get rich just to attract broke women? There are rich women too. Just get a rich one. Why would you as a rich man not get a rich woman? Those are options. There's some pretty rich women. Get one of them. You ain't got to worry about her being a gold digger. She already got gold. You ain't got to get a broke one. I tell everybody, man, woman, whoever, it don't matter. Date within your tax bracket. If you make $1 million, get another millionaire. I don't understand. Or another option is just as a man, get rich just to enjoy your own life. Have your own experiences, fun and whatnot. You ain't gotta center your world around women, bro. Go have fun by yourself with your boys. Maybe include women in your life, but they ain't gotta be the sole reason why you get rich.